Hello everyone, this is Sandy. Today I'm going to show you how I made the Cobra saffron flowers. It is a very common flower, especially in South Asian and Southeast Asian countries like Myanmar. This is where I come from. So it is very common and feminine flowers. And one of my friends from Myanmar, she would like to have the jewelry set made by Cobra saffron flowers. That's why I'm going to do it today. So first start with the clay. I have a conditioned clay, white one, and the small one is the translucent one from Fimo. The white one is from Scapi Souffle. So I'm gonna mix them and roll it into a flat shape. And I'm using the fondant cutters today because I would like to have the same size of the petals. I'm not gonna use the whole flowers. I need to cut the petals separately so that you will have the same size of the petals. So I need 4 petals for each flowers. And it is quite easy and fast rather than cutting off separate cuts. So I've got 4 same sizes, and then I need 3 more but smaller sizes for the pendant. So now I'm gonna use the craft knife and to cut the small petals, 4 for each and for 3 flowers. I'm so sorry the color is changing, the lightning changing because of the sun and the clouds. Okay, now I've got total 7 flowers, 3 small and 4 big ones. Now I need to condition the petals to get the pattern and texture I want. So I am flattening the petals away from me slowly and gently, especially trying to make the edges of the petals flatten so that they look more realistic. Because the Cobra saffron flowers petals themselves are very thin, and if you Google it on the internet, and you will see how thin they are, and so I just want to be more realistic in making the flowers. So using the different tools, I rolled it and I give some texture at the same time. And when you pull it away from you towards the edges, and the edges will be flattened and it will be kind of like folded a little bit. So now I've got the flower petals like that. So I'm gonna repeat the same process for every petals. Okay, this is not my favorite part, but hey, I did them. Now they're ready. So I'm gonna make the central piece, and so rolled it and just a little bit of piece, rolled it, and I'm gonna stick the flower petals around them. So 4 petals for each flower. I don't know what is wrong with my phone. I need to change a new phone, so I need to buy a new one, because it is zooming out automatically by itself, without my consent. It does like that. So I was zoomed out a little bit. I'm so sorry about that. So I'm just gonna condition and texture a bit more, and I kind of like roll the edges to look like more real, and then I cut at the base, a very next to the base, to get a rather flat base so that you can stick it on anything you want. And after the flowers, and I'm gonna make the leaves. So this is female green, and I'm gonna cut the Cobra saffron flower leaves are kind of like long, and thin leaves. So, and I cut it in different sizes. So sorry about the lightnings. Okay then, it's brighter again. So the flowers, and because they have the cut edges, so I'm just gonna make the edges a bit smooth. There you go. And I need 3 for the pendants and 2 for each hair clips. But I mean, it's up to you. It's just my preference. So, and with a sharp tip, and I'm gonna draw a central line on the flowers. You can use the cocktail stick if you want. Doesn't make any difference. There you go. It looks like this. Then I cut some circles, 4 small ones and 2 big ones. 2 big ones are for the pendants, and the rest are for the rest. And this is the doll effect of the Fimo. It's quite it's Scarpe Primo brand. It's quite hard, but it is the best for making the bases because it's so strong. So I'm gonna use a long eye pin. I put it between the 2 big circles to make a pendant. This is Scarpe Big and Bond. I use it like the glue. So I put some, and then kind of like a sandwich, with the white gem. And I was just being hungry at that time. I haven't had my lunch yet. So just thinking about the food. So this is the pen base, and we'll put the flowers and the leaves on it. It is just my preference to put the leaves and the flowers, and there is no preference. If there is better methods, please let me know, and I'm happy to learn from you guys. Then I put the flowers, because the flower petals are so soft and thin, and it's not baked yet, so I can't press the flowers too much. So I'm using the Scarpe Bake and Bond as a glue so that they are not going away. It's kind of like I'm kind of like cheating. And then I pressed very, very gently. Then we're going to bake it, so we'll leave this aside. The next one is the earrings. I'm going to make stud earrings, so the stud earring bags I put like this. You can use the glue. Everybody has its own preferences, but I use this method so that it is strong and it won't come off. And you put the flower simply on that. Just repeating the same process for another earring. Now we've got 2 stud earrings. Yay! So the next step is making the hairpins. And again, this is the base. So what I do is I turn upside down, the base and the clips as well. Upside down, and I put some bacon bond in between. Oops, a little bit leaking. Anyway, and then I press on the base. You can see how sticky it is. But you need to be really, really careful. I did so many mistakes in this stage. And, this is trying again and again. And I think everybody has their own, methods. But I'm using this method. It works for me. And on top, on the opposite side, I put the leaves and the flowers. My hands are a bit clumsy. I said I wasn't that hungry, but I didn't have any lunch yet, so please bear with me, guys. And now we've got the flowers. The flower hairpins. And then I baked it according to the instructions. And we've got it like this. So you need to let it cool before you touch them, because when it's sizzling and it is still soft, and when it gets cooler, it becomes stronger. The thin petals, so you need to be careful. Obviously, when you put them on, but they don't break so easily, because the Scapi Souffle brand is my favorite brand. It is flexible, but it is strong. The quality is very good. I believe so. Then sanding. I use the nail sander, and then I clean all the dust with a wet wipe. And pom-pom time, I try to use the central filaments with different methods, but they didn't work. So finally, I just use a simple conventional method using the pom-pom. But I use a good quality pom-poms. I bought it from Amazon, not from the ones from the Poundlands and things like that. Because if you don't use the good quality pom-poms, they all came out. Okay, now you see it's kind of like a yellow ball. Stick it on the flower. And after putting the pom-poms, I need to sand the base of the pendant. So I'm gonna sand it with starting from the P60 sandpaper, and then stage by stage you use the P150, P500. But the easy way to use is I use the nail sanders, because they are very fine sanders. Then I've got all the flowers here. I need to trim the pom-poms now, because they all look so rounded. We don't want that round. So I use a small scissor and trim to get the shape I want. And that's where the good quality pom-poms are important, because they doesn't come off, like a mess. Okay, now the top is rather flat, you can see. Then I'm gonna polish it with the Fimo. There you go. These are one of the sets of the flowers I've made. I hope you enjoyed it.